The room around you, the vast, quiet memory sanctuary, slowly fades, not disappearing, but softening, like the last wisps of a dream before waking. Yet you are not waking. You are going deeper still. The air grows lighter, more spacious, as if the boundaries of the room are being carried away on a wind too soft to feel. In its place, openness, wide and golden, as if you are drifting through a sky made of morning. Beneath you now, something forms, a slow shape gathering out of light and warmth. It feels like land, but not solid, more like a breath that has chosen to hold you. You come to rest upon it, lightly, as though lying on the palm of something kind. It is a meadow, endless, software covered not in grass, but in low, glowing plants that shimmer gently with every breeze that passes, if breeze is even the right word. It feels more like the hush between notes in a lullaby, moving through the field with no beginning and no end. The surface beneath you is velvet soft, warm like sun-warmed linen, and faintly scented with something gentle, perhaps lavender, perhaps something even quieter. You feel it settle into your breath, your chest, your thoughts. Around you, the meadow undulates gently like ocean swells stilled into softness. There are no harsh edges here, no corners, no distance. Everything melts into everything else, like color flowing into water. Above the sky is not a single color, but many. Pale blush and softened blue and golden cream, all blending together like the sky is still being painted by sleep itself. There is no sun, but there is light. Light without heat, light without shadow. And in this place, time forgets its purpose. There is no before, there is no after. Only this tender, unfolding now. You walk slowly through the glowing plants. They part without resistance, brushing your legs with a silken touch. Each step is silent. Each breath echoes through your body like warm water poured over stone. Ahead, the meadow dips slightly, revealing a shallow basin filled with slow-moving mist. The mist hovers just above the ground, pulsing softly with a golden glow. You step into it, and it does not resist. It welcomes. It surrounds you like a blanket freshly warmed, curling around your shoulders, your arms, your face. You sit. You lie back. The mist holds you. And here, the stillness deepens. The sound of your breath becomes part of the wind. The rhythm of your heart matches the low, humming pulse of the earth beneath you. Far off, almost too far to notice, you sense movement. Slow, radiant shapes drifting just above the field. They move like petals caught in a breeze or clouds that have forgotten how to be clouds. They seem alive, but not with thought, with peace. You do not watch them, you feel them. Their presence is like a memory of being loved in silence, of being held when no words were needed. One of them passes near, not close, but near enough to stir the mist around your body. It carries with it a sound, like the soft chime of crystal underwater. The sound lingers, long after it has gone, humming in your chest, your belly, your bones. And so, you close your eyes. The meadow remains, the mist remains, you remain, not as someone separate, but as part of it all. Here, there are no questions, no thoughts tugging at the edges of quiet. Only breath, only glow, only the deep, endless drifting into softness. Sleep comes not like a wave, but like fog, softly, slowly, all at once. You do not chase it. You do not fall. You simply allow, and it carries you gently into the dream beneath the dream. The mist in the meadow lingers like a whisper around your body, not clinging, just resting with you. Its warmth is steady, its texture impossibly light like woven breath. Beneath your back, the field holds you the way sleep holds dreams, without condition, without edge. Your chest rises and falls, and with each breath, the world around you becomes even quieter. A silence so deep and gentle, it feels like a place unto itself. Not empty, just full of stillness. A soft presence you can feel more than hear. The kind of silence that says, you are safe now. You can let go. Completely. And so you do. The boundary between your body and the meadow fades just a little, as if you are being slowly invited into the land itself, not to disappear, but to become part of its restfulness. You feel lighter, less defined. Every limb softens. Every thought drifts like a petal on still water. Above, the sky glows just a little dimmer now, not with darkness, but with deepening color. Rose gold melts into pale indigo, as if the sky is sinking gently into the next phase of dreaming. There are no stars, just long, slow ribbons of light stretching across the heavens like silk trails left by something kind and ancient. And then you feel a shift, not in the land, not in the sky, but within. A soft call, not sound, just a direction, a beckoning made of calm. You rise without hurry. Your body knows the way before you do. The mist parts slowly, releasing you like a sigh. And as you walk forward, the field begins to change, almost imperceptibly at first. The glowing plants grow shorter, finer, more silvered at the edges. The ground cools beneath your feet, turning to something that feels like smoothed stone, dusted with moonlight. Ahead, a glimmer, like a mirror, but made of water. Still, perfect, waiting. You approach, and it reveals itself. A pool, perfectly round, set like a quiet gem in the middle of the meadow. Its surface doesn't ripple. It doesn't reflect. It simply glows, a soft blue-white light that seems to hum gently without sound. You kneel beside it, or perhaps you're simply lowered, as if the earth itself guided you into rest again. The edge of the pool is warm. The air here is cooler, not cold, just crisp, like a breeze through lace. And when you gaze into the pool, you don't see your reflection. You see sky. Endless twilight sky, the kind that only exists in dreams. Velvet dark, full of slow-moving clouds shaped like memory. You see nothing urgent, nothing pulling, just slow, rolling quiet. Then the surface stirs, not from wind, not from movement, but from invitation. You reach out, not with your hand, but with your awareness, and just like that, you're no longer beside the pool. You're within it, floating in its soft blue warmth, not beneath the water, not above it, inside it. The pool becomes space, and you drift without weight. Every part of you is held completely, not just your body, but your mind, your breath, your being. Here, it is always twilight. Here, it is always calm. You feel light moving around you, pale streams of gentle energy flowing past like ribbons in a slow current. They don't touch you. They surround you. They keep you company. Your thoughts slow to the pace of clouds. Your breath matches the rhythm of stars being born very, very far away. Nothing is asked of you here, not even rest. But rest comes anyway, because here, even sleep falls asleep. You remain in this space, unmoving and yet always drifting, aware and yet deeply surrendered. And when you are ready, only when you are ready, the world will shift again. You may find yourself upon another shore, another field, another quiet doorway of dreaming. But for now, there is only this soft blue pool of stillness, this breathless quiet, this floating peace. And whenever you feel the wish to drift further, the blue stillness cradles you like dusk cradles the final light of day. Slow, deep, and endlessly gentle. You are no longer floating within the pool. You are the pool. You are the quiet. You are the breath between dreams. And slowly, softly, the sensation of movement returns. Not outward, not forward, just a gentle unfolding from within. You don't rise. You expand like mist dispersing across a meadow at dawn. The quiet light around you brightens, not with glare but with warmth. The kind that comes not from a sun, but from something softer, something that glows for no reason but love. You sense a shift in the space around you, like silk being drawn through water. The blue light becomes paler, tinged with honey and pearl. You are rising in a way that doesn't feel like rising, more like being welcomed upward, wrapped in layers of weightlessness. And then your feet touch something again, solid, but soft. You are standing on a vast field of clouds, but these are not clouds of vapor. They are like woven down, soft as breath, firm enough to hold you. Each step sinks slightly, then lifts again, like walking across the surface of a lullaby. There is a sky here too, pale ivory, faintly glowing. There is no sun, yet everything glows from within, as though the whole space is lit by calm itself. You begin to walk. You are not going anywhere. You are simply drifting forward, step by step, breath by breath. The clouds beneath you shift ever so gently, like tides, and each one carries a different texture. Some feel like velvet, others like the inside of a dream. You step onto one that hums faintly beneath your foot, a hum that travels up through your legs into your spine and softens your shoulders even more. In the distance, though distance means little here, you see a formation rising gently from the cloud sea, a sanctuary. It floats above the surface, just slightly, held aloft by nothing at all. The shape is simple, rounded domes, tall archways, no walls, only gentle curves made of light and stone, glowing softly like moonstone in water. As you near, a wide ramp forms beneath your feet, leading you upward. You step slowly without effort as the clouds part to let you rise. When you arrive, the sanctuary greets you without sound. It has no door, only open spaces where light pours in and pools across the smooth, warm floor. The air here feels like song, but without notes, just vibration, just welcome. Inside, cushions rest on the floor, arranged in soft circles, as though waiting for silence to gather. You choose one, without choosing, and it supports you perfectly. You sit, you sink, you breathe. The light in this place does not flicker. It holds, soft white, touched with gold. It wraps around you, through you, beneath your skin, beneath your thoughts. And around the edges of the sanctuary, delicate streamers of air move like ribbons, drifting slowly in a breeze that has no source. They carry the scent of something warm and nameless, the way childhood memories feel when they return in dreams. You lean back. Your eyes may close now, or they may remain half-lidded, watching the light play across the arches above. There is no need to stay awake, no reason to hold anything. Even your breath has grown so quiet now, so soft, like it's being breathed for you by the sanctuary itself. You remain here, suspended between everything and nothing, between sleep and deeper sleep. And if this is the part where your body becomes weightless, where your thoughts melt into stillness, where you disappear into peace, then let it happen. No holding on, no drifting away, just rest. And when you wish to journey further, to follow the softness into the next space that's waiting for you. Just breathe the words. The sanctuary of cloud and quiet slowly dissolves around you, not vanishing, simply melting into something softer, like morning mist fading into light. There is no sense of leaving, only a deeper kind of staying within stillness, within breath, within peace. And then, gently, the air begins to change. It cools just slightly, a refreshing, silvery softness that brushes across your skin like a calm breeze through lace curtains. There is the faintest sound now, like bells, but not quite, more like wind moving through glass reeds. The notes are long, low, and curved, bending in the air as if they've forgotten where they came from. With each note, your body sinks deeper into rest, shoulders softened, jaw released, fingers loose and warm. Your breath moves slowly, barely noticed, as if the world itself is breathing you. And now below you, something forms, a path, not made of stone or wood, but of light and memory, pale gold, translucent, winding forward into a gentle nothingness. You begin to walk, though it feels more like floating. Each step lands soundlessly, leaving only a trace of warmth behind. The path curves slowly, wide and unhurried, through a space filled with still air and a light so soft, it feels like touch. To either side, the world becomes a quiet forest, but not a forest you've ever known. These trees are tall and thin, with trunks of silver and bark like polished pearl. Their leaves shimmer softly in hues of lavender and blue, glowing faintly as if lit from within. They do not sway. They do not move. They simply are, standing like ancient guardians of peace. The ground beneath them is covered in moss, thick silken moss the color of moonlight and soft as dreams. As you pass, it seems to sigh gently, releasing the scent of something distant and comforting. Rain on old stone, soft petals, time forgotten. Tiny lights flicker in the air, floating like slow fireflies. They drift with no purpose, no urgency, just existing in the space, calm and free. Some spiral gently upward, others rest in the folds of leaves. They make no sound, but you feel them. Each one a warm presence, like an old lullaby remembered without needing words. The path takes you deeper. You reach a clearing, wide, open, still. The trees form a soft circle around the space, their branches arching overhead like a gentle dome. In the center, a pool of water, perfectly round, perfectly still. Its surface is silver, touched with soft glimmers, not reflections, but memories, perhaps, gliding slowly beneath. You move toward it, and as you approach, the sounds of the forest, those soft bells, the sighing moss, the hush of leaf light, grow quieter until only your breath remains. You sit by the edge, the ground supports you fully. It gives without giving way. The pool invites you to look, but not to think, just to be. So you gaze into it, and what you see isn't an image, but a feeling. Stillness made visible, rest made form, peace becoming shape. And as you watch, the light beneath the surface begins to spiral. Slow, gentle rings moving outward, like soft thoughts drifting through a half-dream. The rhythm soothes you, the quiet surrounds you, and now you may close your eyes, or not. It doesn't matter. Here, there is no boundary between watching and dreaming, no difference between being awake and being held. You are held by this forest, by this moment, by this breath. And as the soft bells return in the far distance, and the moss warms beneath your resting body, you drift deeper. Not down, not away, just inward, floating in the quiet, breathing in stillness. And when your heart is ready to wander again, to follow the thread of calm, into the next sanctuary of light and sleep. You may simply breathe the words. ChatGPT said, "The clearing breathes with you. The pool at its heart shimmers gently, its silver light pulsing in time with your chest, rising, falling, without demand, without thought. A lullaby without melody, a rhythm without end. The air here feels impossibly soft, like it's woven from silence itself. It wraps around you in invisible layers, a hush resting against your skin. You feel no edges in your body, only warmth, only openness, as though every part of you is slowly unspooling into calm. And then, ever so gently, the light begins to drift. It lifts from the pool, not in beams or flashes, but in folds, slow waves of silver rising into the air, curling upward like smoke that has forgotten how to rise. They drift around you, through you, carrying no weight, only ease, only peace. Your breath deepens, not because you try, but because the space allows it. There is nothing left to hold, nowhere to go, only the softness of continuing. And so, you move, not with legs, not with steps, but with a quiet current beneath everything. It gathers you like a cradle of air and lifts you slowly from the edge of the pool, up and away. The clearing grows smaller below, not disappearing, just fading into stillness. The trees bow slightly as you rise, as if in recognition, not farewell. Nothing here is ever truly left behind. You are carried higher, into a sky the color of dreams before they have names. Not dark, not light, but full. Full of hush, full of space. And as you drift upward, you begin to see them. Floating islands, dozens, maybe hundreds, suspended in the air like petals on an unseen breeze, each one glowing faintly with its own light. Some pale amber, some soft rose, others the pale green of deep rest. They hang motionless in the sky, wrapped in quiet. The current carries you toward one, a small rounded isle surrounded by a gentle ring of mist. It welcomes you without words, without need. You drift down to meet it, and as your feet touch the surface, it feels as though you are stepping onto memory, something tender and timeless. The ground is made of soft crystal, smooth as glass, warm like skin touched by sunlight. Every step releases a faint tone beneath you, like walking on music too slow to be sung. This floating isle is a garden, but not one planted. It seems to have grown from thought, from rest itself. Pale blue flowers sway in slow motion, as if underwater. Their petals open and close with your breath. Vines of silken white loop lazily through the air, not clinging to anything, simply being near. Above, enormous blossoms drift like lanterns, their glow dimming and brightening in a slow, dreamlike pulse. You move among them, not walking, but gliding, your feet barely touching the ground. Each step is a breath, each breath a step. You reach the center of the garden, where a great petal-shaped basin rests, filled with light, thick, golden, and soft. It isn't liquid. It isn't air. It's something else, something between being and dreaming. You lower yourself into it, and immediately, everything stills. You are not floating. You are not lying down. You are simply suspended, held completely, without weight, without thought. The golden light wraps around you, through you, beneath you. It hums. It hums not as sound, but as feeling. A deep, slow vibration that quiets even the quiet inside you, like a lullaby that comes from your bones. Time dissolves. There is no beginning. There is no ending. There is only this long, slow, endless moment. The petals above you begin to close, very gently, not to shut you in, but to deepen the peace. And in this golden chamber of breath and warmth, you begin to disappear, not away, but into the soft center of stillness, into the quiet that was always waiting. And if, after resting here a while, you feel the wish to keep drifting, to follow the hush into the next sacred quiet, just whisper. The golden chamber around you holds still, wrapped in the hush of petals folded like prayer. Time is neither present nor past here. It simply floats, like a leaf in the middle of a sunlit stream, never needing to land. The light in which you rest becomes softer still, dimmer, not from darkness, but from depth, as though the hush itself is deepening, becoming more than silence, becoming presence, something you do not have to hold, because it holds you. You do not feel your body anymore, not because it has vanished, but because it is so at peace. It has forgotten the need to speak. The edges of you melt like dew at sunrise, until you are only warmth, only breath, only the dream of stillness. Then something stirs, not movement, just a gentle suggestion, a breath that arrives not through lungs, but through space itself, adrift in the golden light, as if an invisible hand is exhaling the next chapter into being. You are carried gently upward. The petal-shaped chamber opens again, not abruptly, but like eyes waking from a serene sleep. The light stretches outward, releasing you into a twilight sky the color of hush, lavender and pearl, with stars that blink slowly as though drowsy. You rise slowly through a sky that feels like velvet, brushed with memory. There is no cold here, no weight, no rush, only the warm glide of being carried. And ahead, you see it, a great stairway floating in the air, wide steps as smooth as moonlight, as soft as woven clouds. The stairs do not rise in a line, but curve gently through the sky, like the spiral of a conch shell, coiling inward toward something unseen. Each step glows faintly, lit from within, and waits patiently for your presence. You begin to ascend, one slow step at a time. Each footfall is soundless, each pause filled with light. The stairway welcomes your weight like a lullaby. Welcome sleep. Nothing pushes, nothing pulls. You are simply allowed to rise. As you climb, you pass through veils of quiet color, sheets of soft mist that drift across the stairs. Each one is a different hue. Pale rose, dusky gold, the silver blue of forgotten dreams. When you pass through them, something inside you loosens. Memories not of stories, but of feelings. The warmth of a quiet room, the softness of a favorite blanket, the safe silence of early morning when no one else is awake. The air is filled with the faint scent of something like lavender and snow. It weaves through your senses like a memory from long ago, one you never needed to name. Eventually, the spiral opens. You arrive on a floating platform, vast, round, and bathed in moonlight. Its surface is soft and silver, like polished silk. In its center, a structure rises, a dome of translucent stone, breathing with soft glows of blue and white. This is not a place with a name. It is not a place that holds time. It simply is. Inside the dome, the ceiling opens to the sky, letting the stars pour down like candlelight. The air within is cooler, clearer, gentler than anywhere you've been before. There is a circle of cushions near the center, each shaped like a curled petal, wide enough for rest, soft enough to forget even the memory of tension. You find your place among them. You lie back, slowly. The cushion folds around you, becoming a cradle of light and sleep. You let your arms rest. You feel your breath slow, not because you choose it, but because the space itself breathes for you now. Above, the stars begin to pulse, not flashing, not changing, just swaying, softly as if rocking you to sleep with the rhythm of the sky. And from somewhere nearby, you hear the low sound of wind chimes, not metal, not wood, but made from something much older, much softer. Perhaps they are memories, perhaps the thoughts of dreams not yet dreamt. They echo once, twice, then fade into the folds of the air. You are not alone. You are not separate. You are simply part of this space now, cradled by sky, held by breath, known by stillness. And if, as your body drifts deeper and your mind dims like a candle drawn into sleep, you wish to follow this hush into another quiet world, you need only whisper. The stars above you shimmer like breath held in stillness, not cold, not far, but close, as though they are part of your very being, woven softly into the rhythm of your rest. You lie nestled in the curved petal cushion, and it supports you so completely that you can no longer feel where you end and it begins. The gentle dome above cradles the sky, open to the quiet glow of constellations slowly turning, as if floating in a sleep of their own. A breeze wanders through the space, so subtle it's almost imagined, carrying with it the soft scent of night-blooming flowers, a perfume of velvet petals and deep earth touched by starlight. It brushes across your skin like a lullaby sung in silence. The chimes return, distant and low, not a sound you hear with ears, but with breath and stillness. Each tone feels like a ripple through your chest, soft, curved, barely there. They arrive without rhythm, like thoughts in meditation, like light filtered through mist. And then the dome around you begins to fade, not vanish, but become transparent, as if made of memory instead of stone. The floor beneath you becomes lighter, gentler, glowing faintly with the pale blue sheen of moonlit fog. You are still supported, still floating, but the form of the platform dissolves and you find yourself resting in midair, surrounded by sky. And the sky, it deepens. The lavender dims into deep violet, the kind of blue found just before dreams take shape. Small clouds drift below now, soft and slow, like folds of wool unraveled by hand. You can see the curvature of the world, or perhaps the inside of a dream, opening all around you in silence. Then something appears in the distance, a new space, not built, not grown, but revealed, as though it has always been there, waiting just beyond your awareness. You are guided toward it, though there is no movement you can feel. You simply begin to arrive, the way one drifts into sleep without noticing the moment of crossing. This new place is a sanctuary in the sky, a vast floating meadow, suspended on an unseen breath. The ground here is made of soft grasses and cloud moss, glowing with a dim inner light. Everything is blue, white, silver, the palette of the moon. You touch down gently. Your feet sink slightly into the surface, as though the world itself wants to support your rest. Each step is met with warmth. Each pause brings a wave of stillness, like a tide returning to shore. The air hums with silence. It is not empty. It is full of unseen presence, not people, not beings, but something like attention, like the world is listening to you breathe and smiling gently in return. You walk through the meadow. Flowers open slowly as you pass, releasing tiny motes of light that hover and drift, then fade. Small pools of water mirror the stars above, their surfaces completely still. And above, the sky stretches into a gentle spiral, as though the heavens themselves are curling inward to rest. In the center of the meadow, you find a place to lie down. The grass is cool and soft. It adjusts to your shape like memory foam made of sky. You settle there, and the world grows quieter still. You close your eyes, or maybe they were never open. You let go of your hands, or perhaps they were never clenched. There is no effort, no direction, only floating, only being, only breath. A single note hums through the space, long, soft, and low, like the voice of the sky itself, singing you into stillness. And in this place where gravity is a whisper and time is a dream, you feel yourself dissolving once again, not losing anything, only becoming more deeply yourself. And if, in this infinite hush, you wish to drift further, to explore the next sanctuary, the next dream folded in silence, just breathe the words. The note lingers like a ripple in your breath, not rising, not falling, simply continuing. Soft as moonlight on still water, it stretches across the meadow around you, threading gently through the grass, the clouds, the quiet. There is no above or below here, only around, only within. Your body rests in a cradle of hush, wrapped in the weightless lull of air that no longer moves. The stars above are no longer distant. They seem to float just beyond your reach, near enough to touch, if touching still mattered. Their light doesn't shine. It soothes. A slow, steady glow, like the soft flicker behind closed eyes. And now, the meadow begins to shift, not with motion, but with invitation. The silver grass, the glowing pools, the small drifting lights, they begin to dissolve, like mist at sunrise, not fading, simply transforming, becoming the next dream, the next breath. You feel yourself lifting again, gently, effortlessly, like a petal rising on a slow exhale. The air carries you upward, not into sky, but into softness, into a realm that feels like the space between thoughts, between dreams. The sky curves around you like a vast silk dome, and within it, something begins to form. A sanctuary floating far above the meadow. It is made not of stone or wood, but of smooth, translucent crystal, pale and warm, with edges rounded by time. It hovers in stillness, suspended in a sea of silver fog. It feels ancient, not because it is old, but because it has always been, waiting, resting. You are drawn toward it. The mist parts slowly, revealing archways and open walls, where nothing is hidden and everything breathes. Soft light pours from within, not bright, never harsh, just the kind of glow that makes shadows gentle. You drift through the wide entrance. Inside, the air is cooler and scented faintly with things you can't quite name. Old books, rain-soaked stone, candle wax, sleep. The space echoes slightly, not with sound, but with memory. Each step you take lands without weight. Each breath returns softer than the last. You feel as though you're walking, not on the floor, but through layers of thought made quiet. The sanctuary unfolds before you, room upon room of calm, circular spaces, each one dimly lit by slow-turning orbs of light. Some hover, some rest in bowls carved from crystal. Some float just above reflecting pools where nothing stirs. You pass through these rooms like a dream glides through sleep. In one space, there is only water. A low, shallow basin filled with moonlit mist. In another, endless cushions, layered like clouds, where the air hums in low harmonic tones. And in another, still, a vast domed chamber where the ceiling is entirely made of sky, slowly spiraling with stars that shift like petals in the wind. You settle here, not with intent, but with welcome. You lower yourself into a wide, round nest of silk and quiet. The fabric gathers around you, responding like a tide to your presence. It pulls close, gentle and warm, and you sink without falling. There is no motion, only release. Your breath disappears into the hush. The hush becomes your breath, and from above, the stars seem to lower themselves, drifting downward, closer, slower, until you feel they are no longer in the sky, but in you. Your chest rises once and slowly falls. The space responds with a long, low breath of its own, like the world is exhaling beside you. And in this soft symphony of breath and stillness, you begin to drift into that place beyond naming, where dreams are not seen or told, but felt, as warmth, as quiet, as belonging. If you wish to remain here, wrapped in silence, you may rest for as long as you need. This place will never change, but if you feel the gentle call of another sanctuary, a deeper hush, a new horizon folded in the sky, simply whisper. The air within the sanctuary barely stirs, yet it holds the feeling of movement, not motion, but a quiet beckoning, like the soft ripple of a dream turning gently, inviting you to follow without thought, without weight, without time. You remain nestled in the cradle of silk, your body suspended in warmth that feels neither hot nor cool, but simply perfect. The kind of comfort that needs no adjustment, like a sigh long held and finally exhaled. Around you, the walls of the dome seem to breathe. Faint patterns appear and dissolve, delicate spirals of starlight drifting across the surface like reflections in water. They do not ask for your attention, yet they soothe the edges of your awareness, drawing you inward, ever inward. Somewhere above, a soft chime hums. It is not heard, but known, not played, but remembered. And just as softly, the world begins to shift again, not away, not apart, but deeper, as if the very stillness around you is opening, petal by petal, to reveal something even quieter. You feel yourself float once more, this time downward, drifting through the air like a feather released by the hand of the sky. You are weightless, thoughtless, peaceful, wrapped in the folds of slowness, descending not to a destination, but into a mood, a tone, a space made of softness itself. Below, a glimmer begins to grow, not bright, never bright, just a gentle glow, like light remembered through closed eyes. As you near, the mist parts to reveal a serene lake, perfectly round, perfectly still, as though it has never been touched by wind. The surface holds the color of dusk and mirror, silver and indigo, merging gently into the sky that cradles it. At the lake's edge, soft sands stretch outward, not grainy but smooth and fine, like sifted stars or powdered pearl. You are drawn to it, not pulled, just invited. The way a lullaby invites sleep. You land with a softness that cannot be described, not with sound or feeling, but with the gentle certainty that this is the right place to be. You walk to the water's edge. Each step presses into the silver sand, leaving behind no trail, as if the ground beneath you holds your presence only in trust, never in memory. The lake welcomes you. Its surface is unbroken, yet it glows from within, a dim, celestial shimmer. You kneel, slowly. You touch the water. It is warm and cool, and something else entirely, the temperature of dreams. You lie down, half in, half out of the water. The lake accepts you, forming gently around your shape, not wetting you, but holding you, like a thought being remembered, like sleep being returned to. Above, the stars begin to pulse, almost imperceptibly. Around the lake, willows hang like threads of the sky, their leaves brushing the surface in long, delicate arcs. And here, in this place without time, you rest. The water carries your breath. The stars carry your thoughts. The sand cradles your bones, like soft earth grown from stillness itself. There is no sound but the hush of the lake's memory, no motion but the slow drift of your awareness loosening, like petals falling from a bloom. And just before you dissolve completely into rest, the sky hums once more, a note without a source, without an end, a sound made only for you. And if you feel it stir something inside you, a longing for what lies beyond this lake, a deeper place of quiet, a new horizon folded into the hush, all you need do is breathe the words. The lake holds you like a thought long forgotten, rediscovered only in the soft hush between dreams. Your body is weightless in its gentle embrace, and the world around you breathes with a stillness so complete, it feels as though time has paused just for you. The water doesn't ripple, it doesn't move or shift. It simply is, calm, clear, endlessly deep in ways that go beyond depth. It mirrors not just the sky above, but the space within you, the one without words, without shape, only feeling. Your breath has slowed. Each inhale is a feather brushing across the ribs. Each exhale, a sigh returned to the stars. There is no need for effort here, no need for thought. The lake listens for you, and in listening, it soothes. Above you, the willows sway, though no breeze moves them. Their leaves whisper, a song you can't quite hear. Or perhaps a song you knew once and have only now begun to remember. And then, something changes, so gently it could almost be imagined. The stars above begin to drift downward, not falling, simply floating, like lanterns released into the sky of a dream. They descend with unhurried grace, one by one, until the air around you is full of glowing spheres, each the size of your palm, suspended in stillness. They do not crowd, they do not flicker, they hover, waiting. As you rise slowly from the lake, not climbing, not standing, just lifting, they begin to gather near, orbiting around you like soft thoughts, like petals on a slow breeze. You feel no rush, no reason, only presence. One of the orbs draws close. Its light is pale gold, the color of early morning that hasn't yet arrived. As you breathe near it, it pulses faintly. And then, without touch, it begins to lead. You follow, weightless, carried more than walking. The lake disappears behind you in slow spirals of mist. The ground softens beneath your steps, turning from sand to silk to cloud. And then you are drifting again, not alone, but accompanied by these stars that remember who you were before dreams had names. They float beside you, silent and steady as the path beneath your feet curves inward, folding like paper into something new. What opens before you is a garden, not one of earth and root, but of quiet light. The trees here are tall and soft, their trunks like smooth alabaster, their leaves translucent, each one catching and holding the glow of nearby orbs. Flowers bloom in slow motion, their petals unfurling in loops of silver blue. No two are the same. You step through this garden of hush. Every surface responds to your presence, not changing, just acknowledging, the way a mirror holds not your image, but your stillness. In the center of the garden, a pool lies nestled among the trees. It is not water, not light, something in between. You feel it draw you in, not pulling, not calling, just offering. You lower yourself onto the edge, the stone warm beneath you, like sun-bathed cloth, and gaze into the pool's quiet shimmer. Within it, you see nothing of the world behind you, only softness, only spirals, only the space where dreaming deepens into rest. You lie down once more, the garden folding gently around you. The stars that followed you settle nearby, pulsing slowly, like the heartbeat of a sleeping sky. And as your eyes close, or perhaps never opened, you sink again, not downward, not away, but inward, into silence, into breath, into a space where nothing must be done, and everything is already enough. And if, from this place of surrender, you wish to journey onward to another sanctuary of sky, or stone, or starlit bloom, you need only think the words. The garden remains around you like a hush held close. Nothing stirs, nothing needs to. The trees, tall and luminous, rest in their stillness, their branches reaching outward like arms of silence gently stretched across the night. You lie where you are, bathed in the pale shimmer of the starlit orbs. Their light neither brightens nor fades. It simply exists, a quiet presence that seems to breathe in time with you. Each inhalation fills your chest with weightless warmth, and every exhalation brings release of thought, of shape, of boundary. The ground beneath you is soft and forgiving, like moss woven from sleep, responding to your body as though it were made to hold only you. There is no more before, no more after, only the vast open now stretching out like an endless sigh. And then, with the gentlest sense of motion, so subtle it feels like the memory of movement, you begin to rise again, not away from the garden, not toward anything, just into something softer. You are lifted not by wind, but by intention, as though the air itself recognizes the need in you to drift deeper still. The orbs around you follow, trailing like slow-moving fireflies suspended in honeyed time. The garden gives way to sky. This sky, though, is unlike any before. It is not above or below, not near or far. It is everywhere, a field of deep lavender and soft gold, where stars pulse slowly like thoughts in meditation. Clouds drift here, not white but muted silver, each one moving with the rhythm of a dream, turning over in its sleep. And floating in this sky, just ahead, a new space emerges. Not large, not grand. A small island, suspended in the vast hush, no larger than a single thought held close to the heart. You drift toward it. No effort, no urgency, just the inevitable, quiet arrival of rest. This island is a sanctuary made of soft stone and woven grasses, shaped into gentle circles and curves. A place with no corners, no edges, nothing sharp, nothing final. You settle there, drawn to the center, a round, low structure open to the sky, lined with cushions made of spun cloud and pale velvet. A breeze moves here, but it is slow and warm, threading through your hair, brushing your skin like a lullaby with no words. You lie back, arms relaxed, breath steady. Above you, the stars continue their slow dance. Some blink out for a moment, not gone, just resting. Others bloom brighter, as if dreaming of something just beyond knowing. Your thoughts drift too, not away, but down, settling like petals after a windless bloom. And then, a sound, so faint it may be silence itself exhaling. It pulses in the space around you, like the heartbeat of the air, reminding you that you are safe, you are held, you are home. You close your eyes if they were ever open. The sky folds gently over your senses, and sleep comes not as a visitor, but as a return to something you never truly left. And still, if the stillness stirs in you a wish, a longing for the next soft place, another sacred sky, a deeper hush, all you need do is breathe the words as quiet as moonlight on water. And now, as the hush deepens like dusk folding into velvet night, the final part of your journey begins, not as a departure, but as a gentle homecoming. The sanctuary beneath you, That small island of stillness, adrift in the lavender sky, holds you like a cradle of time unbound. The stars above shimmer in slow harmony, neither guiding nor watching, simply being as you are. You rise, if rising is even the word, for there is no effort, no resistance, only the sense of lifting into a space more intimate than thought, a place softer than silence. Around you, the air hums with a low, luminous tone, a tone that feels more like breath than sound, more like memory than melody. The stars begin to gather once more, not in clusters, but in a circle, forming a delicate ring around the sanctuary, each one pausing in midair, glowing softly, patiently. Together they create an arch, an opening, a passage into the space beyond spaces. You step forward, and as you pass through the ring of stars, the sky seems to dissolve, not disappear, but expand. You are floating now through a place of infinite dusk, where everything has slowed to the stillness of a heartbeat before sleep. There is no ground, no sky, no direction, only presence, and presence holds you. Here you begin to feel the shape of your rest, not a body, not a name, but a warmth, a rhythm, a drifting awareness wrapped in peace. You have become the breath, the hush, the glow. You are light suspended in light, a thought paused mid-dream, a sigh unspoken but deeply understood. And in this quiet, there is no longing, no reaching, no more places to find. All the forests, the gardens, the temples and lakes, they are still with you, within you, part of you. They were never destinations, but doors leading here, to this, your final sanctuary, a space not made of crystal or stone or wind, but made of stillness itself. There are no more stars to follow, no more steps to take, only the soft, boundless resting. You are home, you are safe, you are whole. And as the final breath of the journey settles into your chest, you drift beyond words, beyond thought, into a sleep so deep it feels like floating in forever. There is nothing to do now, nothing to remember, nothing to hold. Only this, the endless peace of complete rest, and the dream within the dream that goes on, gently, eternally, without needing to be followed. Sleep well, dreamer. Twilight.